Good evening, Maywood residents. This is Dawn Williams, and I want to know if you all are aware that the Maywood Park District on Tuesday received a petition of 2,600 signatures to dissolve the Maywood Park District. That was not put out in the public, but it's being put out in the public now. I submitted a FOIA request on Thursday, and I got the FOIA request back of the actual petition. And this is what it looks like. Here it is. We're going to go to the front page. Board of Commissioners of Maywood Park District, 921 South 9th. To whom it may concern. Below, please find the names, addresses, phone numbers, and email addresses for the proponents of the referendum filed with the Maywood Park District today. Please use this contact information if there are objections filed to the petition. So this is what it looks like. And we're going to look at some of these signatures on here, which I spent all night, Friday night, looking at them. And I was just like amazed that here's the petition for referendum. $2,600 signatures were submitted. I'm on page 2. Now what I see, look at the first 3 lines. Those signatures look, the same person wrote the same signature on these lines. Look at the numbers. 1435 South 15th Avenue, 1623 South 18th Avenue. Those look similar. We're going to go to another page. Look at page, what page number is this? Page number 2. Look at that. Same person wrote 1206 South 3rd. They put the wrong address. 1206. So I guess it's supposed to be 1st Avenue. But the same person that wrote lines 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those are all the same signatures. Unbelievable. Let's go to page 3. Look at this. The same person for the first 3 signatures wrote the numbers in on that one. And look at the next 3, 4, 5, and 6. 717 South 7th. Same person wrote those. Then when you scroll down to the last 8, 9, and 10, 1016 South 3rd Avenue, 1016, the same individual wrote those numbers. So it looks like one person wrote the first 3, another person wrote the next 3, and then the last 4, same signatures. But what I find interesting, we're going to scroll down to page 21. Because I was looking at all these signatures. Stayed up all night, Friday night, looking at these signatures. And I'm like, wow, would you look at this? People are really desperate to dissolve the Maywood Park District. All right. What do you see right there? The date says July 30th, 2024. The signature page of a petition has the date 2024 on it. Well, you know that signature is going to that whole page is going to get thrown out because it's got the wrong date. What was going on in 2024? Well, the same individuals who wanted to dissolve the park district apparently didn't get enough signatures. So what they did was they put it on the ballot. Anyway, because the village board voted on August the 12th, 2024 for the referendum, 2 referendum questions to be put on the ballot August 12th, 2024. So that's why you see this petition that's being submitted August the 5th, 2026. It's got a date on here, July 30th, 2024. There's quite a few dates on this petition that has 2024 signature. But the really funny thing about it is who notarized this page, right? The notary, Kimberly Hudson. Kimberly Hudson's a notary, and she works for the village clerk's office. So she wasn't reading what she was notarizing, because she would have saw that this date right here says 2024. We're going to go to another page. There's another page, 2024. So there's quite a few signatures on here that are dated. Quite a few petition pages that are dated that has 2024. Wrong date. Those are going to get thrown out. We're going to scroll down to another page. And a lot of these signatures on here, the same person signed it. So I'm glad, I understand that Daryl Bass and Anthony Cook submitted objections at the Maywood Park District today, because the deadline for the objection of the signatures, of the petition that was submitted to the Maywood Park District on Tuesday, the deadline was today, August the 10th, by 5 o'clock. We're on page 16. Look at these numbers. Same person filled this out. Signatures 8, 9, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same person. Petition pages, you have to have individual signatures. You can't have the same person sign it. They'll definitely get tossed out. Here's another one. Look at these. Same person. For 615 South 13th Avenue. What's interesting also is the notary. You got to check these signatures, and you got to check the same person, 1009 South 4th Avenue, signed it for this signature page. This page is dated 2026, but Erica Sanchez is the one that notarized it. And we all know who Erica Sanchez is. She is the commissioner on the library board, and she's also married to the trustee for the village board, which is Antonio Sanchez. So we've got the village clerk staff who's notarizing the petition signatures to dissolve the Maywood Park District, and you got Erica Sanchez, who is on the library board herself, as well as married to trustee Antonio Sanchez, who's on the Village of Maywood board, signing the petitions to dissolve the Maywood Park District. But my other question I have is, you've got Make Maywood Great Again. Who is the author of Make Maywood Great Again is Darian Johnson, who is the brother of Tavion Johnson, who is the board president of the Maywood Park District. Why did they not put on social media on last week, when the petitions was submitted to the Maywood Park District? Why did they put a notice out in the public on social media informing the Maywood residents that the objections for the petitions, the 2,600 signatures that were submitted, there's an objection short window time frame, and that the objections need to be submitted Monday, August 10th by 5 o'clock p.m. Because you see on August the 2nd, Make Maywood Great Again submitted who should run the parks. The future of our parks is in our hands. The Village of Maywood or the Maywood Park District. And it looks like they're doing a whole coalition stating that the Maywood Park District needs to receive the parks per the 2006 referendum, that 2,600 Maywood residents voted for all the parks under the Village of Maywood's jurisdiction to be transferred over to the Maywood Park District. And there was an IGA, an intergovernmental agreement, that was signed by both the Maywood Park District Board as well as the Village of Maywood Board, March 2021, for the village to transfer all those parks and properties over to the Maywood Park District, and that hasn't happened. So my question again is, how come Make Maywood Great Again or the local lens, you all know who you are, why did you all not put out in social media to your membership and your followers to let them know that the objection petitions were due Monday, August 10th by 5 o'clock p.m. and you had to submit your objections to the Maywood Park District. So Anthony Cook did submit an objection, and so did Daryl Bass. But where was the rest of the Maywood community? Especially Make Maywood Great Again and the local lens, because you all are doing a whole coalition on who should run the parks. And how you're saying that the Maywood Park District should be able to have the opportunity to run the parks. And you're saying the Village of Maywood needs to focus on village services. But how come you all didn't put it out there? That's just my question for today. And we will be looking forward to the hearings regarding these objections. And hopefully they'll be successful. But if the objections are successful with not being placed on the ballot, you know that the village board will do like they did on August 12th, 2024. And what they did, here it is, August 12th, 2024 at 6 p.m. special village board meeting. Here's the resolution and the referendum on the ballot of a non-binding advisory public question concerning village management of the park and recreational services to appear on the ballot of the electors of the Village of Maywood at the general election to be held on November 5th, 2024. Item 60, a resolution providing for and requiring the submission of a non-binding advisory public question concerning the use of annual tax levy funds of the Maywood Park District to create a Village of Maywood residential property tax rebate program in the event the Maywood Park District is dissolved into the Village of Maywood to appear on the ballot of the electors of the Village of Maywood at the general election to be held November 5th, 2024. So what that means is, if the objections are successful, and based off some of those signature pages, it looks like it will be successful. Because the pages that were submitted, some of them have page dates of 2024, and a lot of those signatures are questionable. And there's also signatures of Chicago addresses that are not Maywood. So a lot of those pages will be knocked off. But just in case it is successful, what the village board will do is like they did back in August 9th, 2024. And you see here it is here. They had it on their agenda to vote it in. And that's how it was put on, the referendum was put on the ballot November 2024 at that election. So Maywood residents, please be mindful, pay attention, and support the Maywood Park District on not being dissolved. Thank you.